Go.
Yeah, but do we need like a lot of training or something special?
Nope. Maybe a few days of training.
Yeah. Also,
I mean, train more if you want.
I wanted to ask you, in behalf of all the ladies, can I go upstairs and give you a kiss, a good luck kiss?
Sounds great. I don't have him here, but thank you. Appreciate the thought.
Hi, Jeff Bezos.
So when maybe you or somebody else creates an AGI system and you get to ask her one question, what would that question be?
What's outside the simulation?
Franz, could you try to break this glass, please? Yeah. Sure? Yeah. Oh my fucking God. Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
Well, I'm actually incredibly excited about the future of India. I think India has more promise than any large country in the world.
The takeaways from the meeting.
Takeaways from the meeting. He really cares about India because he's pushing us to make significant investments in India, which it is something that we intend to do. And we're just trying to figure out the right timing. In a nutshell, it was a fantastic meeting with the Prime Minister, and I like him quite a lot. He visited our Fremont factory several years ago, and so we've now known each other for a while.
So how do you see Prime Minister Modi's leadership role as far as making technology inclusive so that digital infrastructure can be created?
I can say he really wants to do the right thing for India. He wants to be open, he wants to be supportive of new companies, and obviously, but at the same time, make sure it accrues to India's advantage, which is, obviously that's the job. I'm saying I am a fan of Modi, so I have to say that.
What are your future plans personally? What do you look at as far as investment in India is concerned?
Yeah, well, I think there's a tremendous amount of potential for all three pillars of the sustainable energy future. The three pillars being sustainable energy generation through solar and wind primarily, and obviously India is great for solar, and the amount of land area you actually need to generate enough electricity to power India is very small. I believe it'd be probably 1 or 2% of the land area of India, so it's very doable. And then you need to pair that with stationary battery packs because the sun doesn't shine at night, and then you need electric vehicles, and then you have a sustainable energy future. And I think it will. The interesting thing people will find is that this is a lower cost way to go as well. That may surprise people. And we're also hopefully looking forward to bringing Starlink to India as well. The Starlink internet, which I think can be incredibly helpful for sort of remote or rural villages where they perhaps may have no access to internet, or the internet is very expensive and slow.
Do you plan to visit India anytime soon? But did the Prime Minister extend an invitation to you?
He did, yes, I'm tentatively planning to visit India again next year. I'm looking forward to it. When I was a little kid, I was really scared of the dark. But then I sort of came to understand, okay, well, dark just means really the absence of photons in the visible wavelength, 400 to 700 nanometers.
Elon's mother, May Musk.
And Elon said, darkness is merely the absence of light.
Then I thought, well, it's really silly to be afraid of a lack of photons. Then I wasn't afraid of the dark anymore after that.
All right, last question. 3 pieces of advice to entrepreneurs. What are your 3 pieces? I'm an entrepreneur, so you can share them with me.
Okay.
How would you advise me?
Well, first of all, I really need to give some thought to like how can I provide advice that would be most helpful, and I'm not sure I've given enough thought to that to give you the best possible answer. But I think certainly being focused on something that you're confident will have high value to someone else, and just being really rigorous in making that assessment, because people tend to, a natural human tendency is wishful thinking. So a challenge for entrepreneurs is to say, well, what's the difference between really believing in your ideals and sticking to them versus pursuing some unrealistic dream that doesn't actually have merit? And that is a really difficult thing to tell. Can you tell the difference between those 2 things?
Right.
You know? So you need to be sort of very rigorous in your self-analysis. I think certainly extremely tenacious, and then just work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, 80 to 100-hour weeks every week. And
That's
then
a lot of work.
All those things improve the odds of success.
Okay.
I mean, if other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that in 1 year you will achieve what they achieve. You will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve.
Okay. I like your work ethic.
All right.
Thanks.
Colonizing Mars is a long-term goal for SpaceX, and we're working hard to make it a reality. There are a number of challenges we need to overcome to achieve this goal, including developing reusable rockets, establishing a sustainable source of food, water, and oxygen on Mars, and creating a habitat that can protect humans from the harsh Martian environment. We're making progress on all of these fronts. For example, our Falcon rockets have been successfully landing and reusing their boosters, which is a critical step in reducing the cost of space travel. We're also working on the Starship spacecraft, which is designed to be fully reusable and capable of carrying up to 100 people to Mars. In terms of establishing a sustainable presence on Mars, we're exploring various technologies for producing food and oxygen on the planet, such as using solar power to generate electricity and melt ice for water. Ultimately, we believe that colonizing Mars will be critical to ensuring the long-term survival of the human species and expanding the reach of human civilization beyond Earth.